airlines have faced flight chaos with thousands of cancellations and lengthy delays ruining holiday plans.
Well, here to help avoid this over the summer holiday, Simon Calder joins us with his top travel tips. I mean, I say avoid. Is it avoidable?
Yes, and look, the vast majority of people are getting away, having wonderful trips, and actually part of the possible detriment to people is if they think, oh no, terrible, it's all going to be chaotic. For the vast majority of people, it won't be. It's going to be absolutely fine. You're going to get away, have the holiday that you deserve and that you need. And yeah, you might get the odd hour's delay going out. You might have to line up for a bit longer than you wanted to coming back through passport control. But overall, it will be fine.
Worth it when you get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the best and worst airlines for cancellation here?
OK, well, top of the cancellation list by a mile is British Airways. They're cancelling today, I calculated, 130 short-haul European and domestic flights to and from London Heathrow alone, and then a handful out of Gatwick. Now, the vast majority...
So they've cancelled them today
No,
for future ones, or they are cancelled today's flights?
They are today's flights that have been cancelled, but the vast majority of them were cancelled weeks ahead.
So they give you advance warning?
Yeah. And so, therefore, even though it's over the summer taking 3.5 million seats out of the supply that you and I might want to be flying on, at least people aren't turning up at the airport and suddenly finding that their plane's not going, which is the really distressing thing. We've seen a lot of that. Second worst in terms of the number of cancellations is EasyJet. I've counted in and out of Gatwick today 43 cancellations. Now, crucially, those are done at much shorter notice, although EasyJet is now starting to cancel a lot more flights later in the summer, which is going to be annoying if you get a notification saying, sorry, your 10 o'clock flight to Malaga isn't going. Well, as long as there's one at, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then you'll probably be all right. Yeah. It's better than just sitting there in the departure lounge. Sorry, we haven't got enough staff.
What are the worst routes? What if you know what holiday destinations that have got the most cancellations?
Well, maybe I should get out more, Philip, but I've actually been checking this out. Absolutely, the top city for cancellations is Amsterdam. That is seeing more than any other city. Lots and lots of cancellations on BA to and from Heathrow and from EasyJet to and from Gatwick, followed by Milan. That's a popular one, partly because the airlines actually have loads of flights, so they can cancel flights to Milan Malpensa and to Milan Linate, and they've probably got planes sitting around. Oh, you can find seats on other planes.
There's other options.
Geneva, again, not a top holiday destination, but certainly Malaga and Alicante are the top destinations in terms of getting cancellations. But again, there's lots of flights there.
What about if you want to avoid some of the crowds and things? What are the best times to fly?
Well, right, the worst time if you want to encounter the worst crowds is to get an early morning flight. Now, that's because the first wave of flights is probably the busiest time at every airport. They're the ones which go out, well, starting as early as sort of 5:15 from some airports, right through to about 7 or 8. The airlines are absolutely determined to get the most out of their planes and their crews, so they send them all out early. Therefore, particularly around 5 o'clock in the morning is a really good time not to arrive at an airport because it's going to be full. Not just the people who've got flights at 7 o'clock and think, I'll get there 2 hours early, but also people who've got flights at 9 and 10 and 11 and think, we're going to make sure we don't miss the flight. And you're not going to miss your flight, but you are going to get in the way of people like me who've got a 7 o'clock flight. So not getting to the airport too early is a really important thing. I love flights about 10 o'clock in the morning going out. You'll get there after the morning rush, breeze in, and it's not too crowded, and certainly the security queues are shorter. Looking at the other end of the day, you get through the airport really quickly if you are if you've got a flight at 9 or 10 at night, through the security is great, but then you'll probably find that the flight's late because it picked up delays all through the day.
What about days? I mean, is a Friday a good day to travel?
Friday's a terrible day to travel in and out of Heathrow, only just because it's got the large number of people. However, Heathrow, because it's business and holidays, Heathrow has just this week opened its Terminal 4, which has been mothballed for the last 2 years. More and more airlines moving into that, which gives everybody a bit more space. And then holiday airports, so Gatwick, Manchester and so on, weekends are quite lively.
What's the best airline? What are the least cancellations?
Oh, well, by a mile, Ryanair and Jet2. They are cancelling. Just very occasionally they might cancel a flight. But, stuff happens in summer with aviation, and that would just be absolutely normal. Ryanair, though, there are strikes threatened by cabin crew in Spain, in Portugal and in Italy. Now, the airline says it's probably not going to have very much effect, but just to kind of let you know about that. And British Airways check-in staff are also considering...
There are rumours, there are sort of mutterings and rumblings, I don't know whether there's any truth in it at all, that there could be an air traffic controllers strike. Have you heard about that?
Well, air traffic control is very, very stretched, like pretty much every other part of aviation, all the way from baggage handlers through to caterers to cabin crew. They're very stretched. But the thing is, air traffic control strikes across Europe happen in most summers quite a lot. And if somewhere like France goes on strike, well, roughly 60% of the EasyJet network, for example, flies over France. So that goes very badly wrong quite quickly. But yet there will be all these short-term disruptions. There's a strike of firefighters in Paris Charles de Gaulle this morning. So they've closed one of the runways and they've told all the airlines, cancel a quarter of your flights. Stuff's going to happen, but most people will get away.
Well, that's the good news. Thank you.